Greetings and welcome to my fellow sorcerer players. This is another video about Incinerate, because Incinerate is what we are investigating, what we are pushing, and if you're watching this video, you're part of this journey. If you want to watch the previous iterations and videos and how we got where we are now, then the links to the videos in the description below, so check that out so you can get a good idea and sense about this build. But just to quickly go over it, I will just glance over it. We have Verse Mastery here, we have Soul Brand, we have Accursed Touch, Ever Living, we have Yen's Blessing, Flamethrower, of course, Conflagration, and now new to the mix, Engulfing Flames. It seems good. I don't know, I tested it back and forth, and after I read that conceded aspect, which gives plus damage multiplicatively per tooltip for when you have a barrier up, I read that this is bugged and it's only additive damage. I swapped it out and this feels way better. And the general idea is we are kind of crowd controlling a lot, and up until the part where the monster is crowd controlled, we can get the most monsters to 50% life to less, and then this will kick in. So against Trash was very good, and I feel like for bosses the strategy is stagger the boss until he's staggered and then just burn him. And the second part of this strategy is Inner Calm, because Inner Calm gives us spread out 10% multiplicative damage, and then if you're standing still for 3 seconds it goes to 30%, which is huge. But it's a bit tricky because you're standing still a lot, which we do as Incinerate, sure. But against these bosses, especially in the pit, it's just so hard because you have to evade. But once they're stunned, once they're staggered, there's no shadows attacking you, there's nothing attacking you, so you can just stand still and just burn. I think this is the money. There's the money. This is the time where we burn them to the ground. So yeah, this is the idea. And yeah, abilities, you can check out the build planner in the description. It's pretty straightforward. All defensive skills, glass cannon, lucky hit chance, mana shield, etc. I have enough flames. I have +3 on the amulet. I actually do want Devouring Blast, but it's hard to get. Pro tip, gamble for amulets. And then I have Inferno with Reprime Inferno because I just like it. I like the extra stagger that it provides. I like it to pull the monsters together, but it is not mandatory. You can use whatever you want in that slot. It's very flexible. Some use ice blades, of course, but there you go. Then we have a bit here, everything, 2 of the Fury Surge, and then as I mentioned, Verse Mastery, just for that big chunk of damage reduction. And I also heard the increased damage also applies to everything, so that might also be buggy. I don't know. There's a lot of bugs in this game, apparently. Paragon, as such, just quickly, we have the runes Control, Destruction, Exploit, Territorial, Reinforced, Pyromaniac, and Torch. And we also, no, we don't use Adapt, and we don't use Imbibber. Although Imbibber I want to toy around with if it's worth it. 30% more potion healing. Isn't really that much, but with Soul Brand, it's like instead of healing, we get a barrier. Maybe the barrier is worth it, but probably not. And then for the legendary aspect, we only got Burning Instinct, which is at 113 multiplicative damage. And yeah, there we go. Long story short, let's do some Nightmare Dungeon tier 100. That's what this is about. I've never been in Core Dragon Barracks. All right. Happens. There's a lot of Nightmare Dungeons, actually. So we're doing this live. If I fail, I fail. I don't know. But I've done some Nightmare Dungeons. Some are like tier 100. Some are more brutal than others, depending on the monster type. Like these Vasts, you all know what I'm talking about. Also, I'm gonna go ahead, not using Holy Bolt. Elixir, I'm using either Fortitude or Advantage. Using Advantage now, let's see how it goes, because it's a Nightmare Dungeon, tier 100, and then, yeah, why not this 25 intelligence buff. I'm nervous. This is like I mean, it's not life, but it's, you know, I'm not gonna edit this afterwards. You call me lazy, but
I need more time.
sometimes we are like stuck. There's like some kind of knockdown effect or something that the enemies do, and then after this, it's another second that I cannot do anything. It's so annoying. I don't know if this is because of Incinerate or some other bug. We just talked about bugs, right? Oh, well. So, curse shrines, I'm not sure if we want to do them. They're fun, but we're not getting any XP. And I think the rewards are decent. That's why we are gonna do this right now. It's gonna add another minute to this video. Oh my god, but you can see. This is Nightmare Dungeon tier 100, and we're just standing here. And thanks to Inner Calm, our damage is insane. What is this? Wait, I saw some weird stacks in my buff bar. I don't know what that is. It's gone. After I... Oh, maybe it was a... Huh? Maybe you know. Maybe you saw it too. It was like 121 stacks. Really curious about that one. Never saw that before. We had the Greed Shrine, but it shouldn't change anything. So yeah, very smooth right here. And we need to activate gate controls, alright. I actually like Quadragon Barracks. Not too shabby. Oh, whoa. Chill out, Julek. What are you doing? What are you doing? To really alternate in between, well, there's a dead end. Alternate in between your defensive skills and then keep up your barrier from Soulbrand. Just always chuck a potion, because it gives us a huge damage reduction. 15% from Paragon, 18% from Soulbrand itself. And by the way, I finally managed to masterwork that damage reduction from close affix from Soulbrand. So happy. It's so expensive to reroll masterworking, and you have to go again and again and again to hit that. I'm kind of anxious to do masterworking further for that piece because I want to hit damage reduction gets close again. But yeah, what if I don't hit it? I need to do it again, and then I need to start from. It's really a, well, they call it endgame system. I call it like gambling mechanic, which needs a lot of materials, and unfortunately gold is fairly hard to come by. Not hard to come by, but I mean you have to do like Whispers that gives you a lot of gold, but then again everything tied to Whispers except Helltide is, and Legion and World Bosses, I guess, is not really rewarding. You need a world tier 5, I guess, huh? What do you think about that? Let me know in the comment section if you want a world tier 5. So this is going pretty well. There's not really much else to talk about. I think Quadragon Barracks doesn't have a boss. But hey, it is what it is. You can see boss fights in my other videos where I do the pit. And this is more for like, yeah, this tier 100 Nightmare Dungeon, which was previously the highest form of content that we had, aside from maybe Uber Lilith, to test out your build. And if I compare it to my Season 3 Lightning Storm Druid, who was able to kill all the bosses, including Uber Lilith, but had also cleared tier 100, but had a bit of a struggle in terms of survivability, I think this build is better. I haven't killed Uber Lilith yet because they changed her. They made her way more tanky, so you cannot really easily one-shot her. And you have to actually like dodge all the mechanics, and you know, damage-wise, we're not looking too great as such that Lilith would fall down like easily. It's a long fight, so I will see when I get to it. Maybe I can stack up more damage. Don't know how yet. Getting some amulet with the Devouring Blaze probably will do it. And yeah, I want some uber uniques, of course, as everybody. I think Starless Skies would be insane damage. At least I imagine it to be. Then Shaco would probably replace the aspect for Vir's Master Passive. If you can get enough survivability to sustain and can change our key passive to Combustion, gives it a little bit more damage, like 20-24%. Multiplicative. In my testings it didn't change much in the damage for some reason, but I guess it's worth it to look out for it. And by the way, enchantments are still Incinerate and then Flame Shield. I actually like the change with Flame Shield that it procs after you cumulatively, I don't know, after you, sorry, lose 100% of life. So it procs like in between stuff and not when you would have been killed, which could be never. You play well, but I like it for the crowd control that it provides. A lot of people don't put more points in the effects, what do you call it, in the enhancements of Flame Shield. I saw a lot don't do that, but I really like the stun. It staggers the boss a lot, and it also helps against crash.
I need more time.
It's actually going better than I expected. 2 more of these blood boils, and I guess it's a pretty chill Nightmare Dungeon. I didn't know. I mean, you saw I never did this Nightmare Dungeon with this character in this season, so I had no idea what I was getting into. I mean, I knew the barracks, sure, but I don't know what's considered a difficult Nightmare Dungeon and what's not. I know from experience that anything with Wasp in it, really hard. But yeah, clearing Nightmare Dungeon T100 shouldn't come as a surprise. It's not a problem because the monster level is 154, and in the pits levels that we clear so far, it's around the same. I believe the pit is still harder. I think they do some other scaling on top. At least that's what it feels like. There we go. Hey, Fleshmeister. Boom. Oh, let's just get this up. Just get all the glyphs. And yeah, that's it. That's Nightmare Dungeon Tier 100 and narrated through by yours truly, Corner Gaming. Hope you enjoyed this bit of Incinerate Sorc. And yeah, we'll continue to push this build. I'm also working on a second sorceress to see maybe Ice Shard is kind of cool because it's like similar to Incinerate in terms of like you shoot something out. It's like a machine gun build. But yeah, this will still be my baby and in terms of builds. And yeah, I'm gonna enjoy pushing it further. Thank you for being part of this journey. I hope you have a wonderful day and I see you in the next one. Good luck, have fun, and goodbye.